and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to Butler Traditional High School 21st Annual Veterans Day Program. My name is Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Amner Rawai, Commander of Butler Traditional High School Junior ROTC Battalion. On the behalf of Mr. Allen, our facility and staff, and students, we are delighted that you can join us today to celebrate our veterans past and present. Over 1 century ago, President Woodrow Wilson commanded the first Armistice Day as an honor of the 2 million veterans in World War I. As the years passed, however, the numbers of veterans greatly increased after World War II in Korea. Armistice Day became Veterans Day in order to recognize the service of all American veterans wherever and whenever they had served. Today, we take this opportunity to say thank you to the veterans and our Butler extended family.
I'm Cadet Sergeant Major Smith, and we're going to take our time to recognize the military branches. Ladies and gentlemen, the United States Army. Ladies and gentlemen, the United States Marine Corps. Ladies and gentlemen, the United States Navy. Ladies and gentlemen, the United States Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen, the United States Coast Guard.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please join us to honor the United States and Military Forces of saying the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Sergeant Major Brandon Smith.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all. And please stand for the national anthem. December 7th, 1941, a day that lives in infamy. It has been nearly 80 years since the Japanese surprise attack on the U.S. naval and air forces at Pearl Harbor on the Hawaiian island of Hawaii. Catapulting the United States into World War II, often referred to as the Greatest Generation, more than 16 million men and women violently across Europe, Africa, Asia, and the surrounding oceans, and changed American lives forever. Following 4 bitter years of intense struggle, 1945 yielded victory for the Allies. When North Korea troops swarmed south in 1950, United Nations forces spearheaded by the Americans rushed to the aid of the South, saving the cities of Seoul and Busan. Nearly 300,000 of you served gallantly under General MacArthur. It took 3 years to end the war, but the demilitarized zone remains today, the most heavily guarded and most dangerous border in the world, separating freedom from tyranny. Despite MacArthur's famous contention, the old soldiers never die, they just fade away. Know that there is no fading away or forgetting today. The dawn of the 1960s saw the challenge issued to the place of a man on the moon, a communist threat in the form of Soviet naval ships with nuclear weapons sailing towards Cuba, and the start of a war that would become the longest period of war to the point in American history. For the first time, the evening news brought the harsh realities of war into our living rooms in near real time. With an average age of just 19 years old, over 9 million men and women are veterans of the Vietnam War, including those who remain missing in action. America cannot and will not rest until we bring everyone home. In August of 1990, Iraq's Republican Guard drove through Kuwait into the Persian Gulf, threatening the sensitive balance of trade in the region. The United States, employing the world's most advanced fighting force, led an allied coalition to liberate the Kuwaiti people and ushered in a renewed patriotic spirit within the United States. Following me will be Captain Madeline Grip.
Our students are too young to remember or had not been born when terrorists hijacked and crashed 4 commercial airlines in New York City, Washington, D.C., and Pennsylvania. More than 3,000 people died that sunny September morning in 2001. Since then, America has pursued a campaign to defeat a cunning and shadowy enemy to keep the specter of terrorism at bay. Though we have fewer forces in the Gulf region, and the battle continues, the daily sacrifices of our men and women in uniform and their families deserve our most sincere thanks. From 1945 until the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989, millions of soldiers, sailors, Marines, and airmen and Coast Guardsmen served nobly around the globe during the Cold War, standing with quiet resolve for more than 40 years against the spread of communism in Europe. Our Cold Warriors prevailed, ushering in a new era of freedom and security across all of Europe. Following me will be Cadet Major Colin Duvall.
Any ceremony which honors veterans is incomplete if we do not recognize those who gave their last full measure in the service for our country. Written during the Civil War, taps was the bugle call that signified the end of a day's work. It was time to lay down their burdens of the day and bed down for the night. In death, a service member can lay down their final time their earthly burdens. We will now play taps in honor of those who have fallen in peacetime while serving or in retirement. At this time, we would ask you to pause and observe a moment of silence for an instructor we lost this year, Lieutenant Colonel Woodburn. He was a JROTC instructor, rifle team coach, and a friend for 11 years at Butler Traditional High School. He was greatly appreciated, and we will miss him. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our program. Thank you for joining us today.